All right, spotlight event number two, Veruzi SpinTech value drivers. So the origin of this is that the goal here is that we all continue to be united in really understanding the product that we offer, and that helps us to better answer customer questions, feel more confident when we're in a room selling, or when we're in a room together, and feel like we're all on the same page as to what we're doing here at Veruzi and why Veruzi SpinTech is such powerful technology. And who better to talk about this than a man that lives and breathes and is out there talking about Veruzi for many years now, and that's Shaz. So Shaz will really be running the presentation today. He's put together a great deck and undoubtedly will bring his Shaz pizzazz and passion and knowledge to our discussion. So without further ado, let's go ahead and kick it back over to Shaz.
If we haven't already said, Nicole, you're hired.
Woo!
All right.
I don't know if I've earned my paycheck yet today, actually.
All right, so we'll move with a little more alacrity. Apologize on a little late start, but I think we're all looped in now. So again, my name is Shaz Khan. For people that have not met me, I'm sure there are a number of people on the phone. But today is really designed to provide an overview of Veruzi as a platform, what we're doing in the market, why it's relevant, and why are customers really getting attracted to Veruzi. What is the kind of major driver for customers to select Veruzi as a platform of choice for their business operations, right? So for us today, I want to take us through a journey. Right? A journey that has some narratives around it that hopefully everyone in this room and on this call can weave into their own narratives as to how they explain Veruzi to their friends, family, business partners, customers, and so forth. Right? And so we'll kick off by showing our platform slide. This is a slide that should be printed out in all parts of the world, right? In our Lahore, Pakistan office, we have this slide. In the US-based office, we have this slide. And this really signifies all of the modules that make up what we now call the SpinTech platform. And a little bit about SpinTech. SpinTech has been officially granted by the United States Patent and Trademark Office as of, I think, a week ago. Oh. Okay, was the official notification. And Eric has been spearheading that effort, and we're very pleased to get this name. And the first thing that happened when we got that name was, well, what do we do with the name? Do we make this part of a movement? Do we name it a part of the company, a tagline, or do we actually move to it as a platform and really name our platform something? So we had a number of interesting conversations with Gartner. Okay, Gartner is an analyst firm that covers us and one of the leading software and technology analyst firms in the world. And as we are working with Gartner, we have the opportunity to talk to their industry experts in various fields, marketing, sales, procurement expertise, and so forth. And they recommended the fastest path to market with a name like SpinTech is to actually name your platform SpinTech. And it made a lot of sense. And so over the next month, you will be seeing SpinTech leveraged in a lot of our material. It's already being weaved into training materials. Okay? It's already being weaved into our website. And it's already being weaved into our one-sheets and marketing one-sheets. So the SpinTech platform is really everything that you see here on screen, all-encompassing. Okay? And it starts from the catalog marketplace all the way down to the sourcing. On the next slide, this is where we talk about the Veruzi journey. Okay? And I want everybody to kind of truly understand where we started as a company and where we've evolved, because it's incredibly fascinating. The growth of Veruzi over the last 6 years. When we started Veruzi and went live with our first customer, and our first customer go live was January 2nd, 2012. And that customer was Northrop Grumman. And there are people on the phone that were part of that go live. And I can tell you that go live was probably one of the most disastrous go lives in the history of project life cycles. Okay. Our system would turn on and it would shut down after people would log in. And that happened over a 2-day period where every time somebody would log in, the system would shut down. That was the introduction of Ruzi to a Fortune 500 aerospace and defense company. Okay? And they're still a customer. And that's the point. They are still a customer 7 years in now, coming effective February 1st or January 1st, 2019, and they're asking for more product. This is part of the story and narrative of Ruzi. We have customers that when they come onto the platform, they stick with the platform through thick and thin. Okay? And so when you look at Ruzi, in Q1 2012, we launched our catalog and marketplace. Some people will know our catalog and marketplace as a product called Smart OCI, which we still leverage as terminology and are working to basically transition that terminology into Ruzi catalog and marketplace to simplify. Smart OCI, OCI stands for Open Catalog Interface. And there's no rhyme or reason on how we named it. It was just at a restaurant and we named it. That's how it was in San Francisco, right? And it was very specific to SAP at the time. SAP, they're the ones that have owned OCI. They're the ones that came up with this protocol. And another competitor of SAP at the time came up with a complementary protocol or a competing protocol called CXML. Does anybody know who that competitor was? Ariba. Ariba in the mid-90s was part of the committee that came out with CXML. Lo and behold, SAP bought Ariba in 2012. And so they've come together now as two juggernauts into one. When we started Ruzi, we were focused on building a really easy catalog marketplace solution that could bolt on to existing SAP solutions. And we literally had the market cornered. There was no other tool that was certified and integrated into the SAP ecosystem like Ruzi was. And then in the summer of 2012, SAP bought Ariba. Everything went on pause. At that moment, Ruzi was at a crossroads. Do we continue to invest in catalog and marketplace, or do we expand our value offering to go beyond just a marketplace solution and move it to a complete e-procurement tool? And in 2015, we went live with Ruzi Purchase. Ruzi Purchase is our e-procurement tool. Okay? When you look at Ruzi today, and you look at the customers that are signing up for Ruzi, a majority of customers are being sold those first 3 modules. In fact, 100% of Ruzi customers today leverage the first 2 modules. Ruzi Catalog and Marketplace is the gas that powers the vehicle. Okay? Most companies will not just want to buy a purchase module without a feature-rich marketplace because it's empty. Right? It's empty. And that's one of the major value drivers I want individuals within Ruzi to understand, is the marketplace is gold for Ruzi. And we have now been approached by many different organizations in different industries that are saying, you know, this marketplace thing, I think we need to jump on this bandwagon because this marketplace will allow us to monetize with our suppliers a lot better. We'll talk about that as well. Okay? In this slide, I'm showing you a couple of things. First is production release dates to show you the evolution of our platform from January 1st, 2012, all the way to present day. I'm also color coding this for you to show you the market maturity of the product, right? Is it battle tested? Do we have a lot of customers on it, right? So when you look at Ruzi Catalog, Ruzi Marketplace, Ruzi Purchase, this is absolutely a product that is battle tested. Okay? And Ruzi Purchase, who was our first customer that went live on Ruzi Purchase? NBC Universal. NBC Universal, yes.
Can you just confirm that everyone's seeing your screen? Because my phone's showing the main screen still. So ask Kevin if yes.
Can everybody see
Can
our?
everybody see the screen?
Yeah, now we can. It wasn't moving before. Thank you.
Yeah, it's okay now.
Okay. Apologize, team. Thank you. Okay. So this will probably bring a better visual for everyone. So again, those first three modules are the predominant selling persona at Bruzy today. When customers come to Bruzy, they go, we want this. We want a feature-rich marketplace, and we want a purchasing tool that we can provide control for our employees. Okay? In Q1 2017, Bruzy was processing all of its expense reports on an Excel template and spreadsheet. And we said, look, if we're a e-procurement company and a marketplace company, we should certainly add on and eat our own dog food and be able to submit expense reports. And in Q1 of 2017, we released our expense module. Now, this is a module today that is not battle tested. It is a module that literally is more of an add-on in terms of a sale, right? We don't have a lot of customers leveraging it, but 100% of Bruzy employees that need to submit an expense report use it. It works. Okay. Does it have all the bells and whistles of a Concur, a Certify, Expensify, leading expense management companies? No, it's not designed to. It's designed to be lightweight and easy to use. Okay. But this is a product that as we evolve as a company, we will add a little bit more emphasis around it to make it even better. It is one of the predominant tools that Bruzy actually uses internally. Okay? And this is something that we need to also as a company adopt. When we release product to the market, we also have to ask ourselves, will Bruzy use it? Because if Bruzy cannot answer that question, then there's a gap. Okay? Bruzy Express was a product that we released in conjunction with what company? It's not known. But there was a company that partnered with us to release Bruzy Express. And that was Northrop Grumman. Okay? And the concept behind Bruzy Express is that any employee should be able to purchase products and services from their smartphone without having an expensive license to an e-procurement tool. When you talk about Fortune 500, Fortune 1000 organizations, roughly 8 to 15% of the employees that make up that company will have a license to Oracle, SAP, IBM. Why? Because it's too expensive to provide everyone access, right? But when you're in the company, how many people have requested a product here within Bruzy or a service? Raise a show of hands. Okay. Okay. So a lot of people have requested products and services before, right? The idea with Express is that you can log in, create a request, and then send it to your manager who can then buy it for you on your behalf. That's very disruptive. And it opens up purchasing not to 10,000 employees out of 80,000. It opens up purchasing to all 80,000 employees. Okay? And then finally, one of more dynamic modules that has come to the market that is rapidly rising in the ranks of analysts and our customer base is Bruzy Invoice. Bruzy Invoice was a product that had multiple stops and starts. Okay? And this product, to me, is the cherry on top. Originally, as Bruzy, we were just an e-procurement company with Marketplace. So we were not considered in the spectrum of what is called pure play procure to pay. Okay? When you see P2P, P2P means peer-to-peer in a lot of industry circles. In ERP and business process, it means procure to pay. Procure to pay, right? And Bruzy Invoice allowed us to actually take that name, that we are an official procure to pay player. In fact, if everyone goes into the Q4 solution map, which I'm going to have Evan send to the entire team, you will see that Bruzy is one of 10 providers globally globally that has been ranked in the procure to pay spectrum. That is an incredible accomplishment. With a company of Bruzy's size, stature in the market, and also age, for us to have that procure to pay ranking so high, so fit, so fast, is a testament to all of the work that's being done in this company by everyone. Okay. Bruzy Analytics, this was our integration with Looker, the only third-party tool that we have OEM'd or white labeled into Bruzy, besides the open source software that we use and all the other stuff that's kind of hidden. But the only software that we have not written ourselves is Looker, is the analytics engine. Looker is our engine, and it's a great strategic decision for our company. Building analytics is expensive, it's timely, and it costs a lot of energy and effort. By engaging with Looker, we're able to bring feature-rich analytics quickly to the market. Okay. Discovery. Discovery was released in Q1. Who was the company that partnered with us to release Discovery? NBC Universal. NBC Universal, this was a competitive bid situation with 7 different companies that bid, including NBC Universal internal IT bid on the project. Okay? And it came down to, believe it or not, 2 companies, Bruzy and NBC Universal into IT. Okay? And this was a product that was really not something on our roadmap. It was not something that we were taking on. But I got to tell you, it is one of the most exciting products I have seen. This allows for companies to build a Yelp for their global supplier directory. Okay? Any company can basically log in and see their entire supplier population in one search engine across any device. And how does NBC Universal use it? They use it to replace this process called Redbook. What is Redbook? Any feature film TV production that you see with NBC Universal that's cast outside, they literally print a book with a red cover page and they hand it to every single person involved in the production. And they say, these are the authorized suppliers you can buy against. Lighting suppliers, catering suppliers, any kind of photo supplier. And what did we do? We made it mobile and we made it a Yelp so that any television production can use it. Now, why is this exciting? Because the way the team, the product and engineering team architected this solution is it's integrated with our entire ecosystem. It's not just focused on entertainment. In fact, we have commercial real estate companies. We have companies like aerospace and defense sectors that are asking for this type of capability. Because imagine a chief procurement officer going into a room with the supplier. They have no idea who that supplier is. They can literally pull up on their smartphone, oh, I'm going to have a meeting with Bruzy. Let me find out more about Bruzy before I walk in. So it is a cheat sheet for a supplier and an insight into a supplier. Where are we going to evolve this tool? With performance management and metrics. So that when you actually see the supplier, and Kenneth has a motorcycle shop, I can go to Kenneth and go, Kenneth, you're performing at a 98% on-time delivery rate, and your risk scorecard with me is about an A-. And what can I do to help you in your supply chain? Those are the conversations that we can enable, okay, directly off this. Now, what does Gartner and Spend Matters call this tool? It is actually not a discovery tool today. We've just named it Discovery. This is a tool that is really focused on what's called SIM, Supplier Information Management. It's a sector, okay? It's a software sector, Supplier Information Management. Okay? And this is a tool that makes that happen. Okay?
Will the name be changed to kind of align itself with the industry?
We are looking at evolving the tool to match up to the name of Discovery.
So will it become like Discovery SIM eventually? Or something?
It'll be something where it'll say Discovery, but it'll be something where any company can actually discover net new suppliers to engage to do business with. That also has the supplier information management component.
Right.
So is there a separate Gartner chart for SIM now?
Yeah, there is.
There is.
Under e-procurement, yes. Okay. And then finally, sourcing. We get a lot of questions on sourcing, especially in sales. What does sourcing do? When you talk about sourcing, sourcing is all encompassing. It is, let's create a request for proposal for services. Let's create a request for quote. Let's do a request for information. I just want to find out more about this supplier. This sourcing module is lightweight. It is simply focused on what we call low dollar value bidding for products and services. I need a price on these iPads and delivery schedule in the next 5 days. That's where our sourcing module really stands. Are there areas for Ruzi to look at the market to potentially acquire assets in sourcing that can strengthen our platform? Absolutely, yes. But in terms of investing a lot of our time and energies, this would not be something that we put a lot of emphasis on in terms of continuing to innovate internally. Okay. And then finally, integration. This is not an important module at all. It's one of our, oh, I'm sitting with Sambu next to me, sorry. Okay, sorry. This is an incredible module, okay? This allows our company to seamlessly integrate with third-party systems. There are very little use cases at Bruzy where you're not going to integrate with a financials platform, okay? So 100% of our clients are catalog and marketplace. I will also offer that 100% of our clients need some level of integration with their financial system. 100%. Why? Because Bruzy is a financial tool. Bruzy is a financial tool. It is absolutely state-of-the-art, it absolutely is mission critical, and it absolutely impacts corporate finance. Okay? And then finally, supplier portal. The first customer that is going to go live on our supplier portal, which was the first phase was released in Q3 in October, or like September, October this year. Should really say probably Q4, right? To be fair. But the first customer to use this is HEB, and that's imminent. Within the next 45 to 60 days, there are going to be potentially hundreds of suppliers logging into this little tool that we built that is extremely powerful, that allows suppliers to engage with an organization. The most important thing a supplier wants when they engage with a company, what do you think that is?
When a supplier,
Yeah.
what do they need? What do they want?
When am I going to get paid? When am I going to get paid? Right? Those are also valid points. What do you need, buyer? But from a supplier portal standpoint, this is a major, major gap in the market. A lot of suppliers do not have visibility on when they get paid. In fact, Bruzy has problems with their own clients where we struggle sometimes to get visibility on when we will get paid. Right? And this happens quite often, unfortunately. With big companies, we just received a PO from NBC Universal. Okay? The PO came to me via email as a PDF. Wow, great.
Yeah.
In the email, it instructs the individual who received the PO to respond via email saying that, did you really get that PO? What does Bruzy have? Bruzy already has built-in electronic acknowledgement.
Yeah.
When you receive that email, you can click a button saying, yes, we're good to go.
Yeah.
So we're far more advanced than even some of the Fortune 500 companies that are still using big systems to send out their POs. Okay? This is part of the narrative. This is part of the reason what makes Bruzy relevant. A lot of people say, well, Bruzy, why aren't you getting more customers? We are carefully cultivating our product with Fortune 500 customers and bringing it to the market in a very intelligent way. Enterprise-grade products that any customer should have. And absolutely, the question should be now, Bruzy, why are you not getting more customers? And the answer should be, just wait. Wait tomorrow until we start getting more customers on board. Okay? And we're seeing it happen now. We have a full offering with Lego building blocks that can be bolted into any type of financial system. Right? And this has happened over the course of literally 3 years. In 3 years, we have brought to market 9 distinct modules. In the first 3 years of Ruzi, we had 2. Look at the acceleration that Ruzi has provided. Look at the investment that our investors have made into the product, into the platform, and look what we have gotten out of it as a company. This cannot happen without everyone in this company working on one unified goal, which is to build the best shopping experience on the planet for businesses. The best shopping experience for businesses. Okay? Next slide, please. Sorry, I get carried away.
No, it's
Sorry.
Before you get started, I just want to
Motivating.
make sure people on the phone, can you see this screen right now? The new screen?
Where does Brucey fit?
You can see it.
Not yet.
If you open up your GoToMeeting and
Yeah, I'm having trouble with the GoToMeeting responding in this room today.
keep cutting it.
It does. That's why we had issue with the audio too.
there you go.
All right,
You're good.
there we go, guys.
Okay.
You have to keep stopping and sharing.
You have to stop and share. Yeah. Okay. So can you put it in screen? Sorry.
Yeah.
We'll get to a. I think we'll use Zoom next time.
Mhm.
And we should take this as a lesson learned also for our clients.
Yeah.
Figure out make sure
Yeah.
we do some dry runs. So where does Ruzi fit? So everything that we have listed in blue, you can see where we are playing. Okay, in the market.
Screen's gone white. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay, no problem.
That's why I had minimized it because I think for some reason they're seeing it better when we, yeah.
Oh, because
There's something about
We can
maximizing
see.
it that helps.
Okay, you guys can see it now? Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So if you look at where Ruzi plays in the market, this is a slide that one of our previous product evangelists put together, okay, who actually had 14 years of experience with SAP. He was their North America practice director for SAP customers in procurement.
Oh.
Okay, and he put this slide together. And what we did was we took this slide and basically said, well, what is Ruzi doing? And if you look at this slide, we are really focusing on those 2 right-hand quadrants, right? Operational procurement and invoice management. When you take everything from end to end, spend analytics to invoice management, we call that source to pay, STP. There are very few vendors in the world that specialize in source to pay. Those vendors would be Jaeger, Coupa, Ivalua, Ariba. It's a very, very small network of companies that do source to pay. And most of those companies have a lot of those checkboxes on. But that's okay. Bruzi specializes in procure to pay. And one of the major emphasis for Bruzi is our end user experience is superior to all the other companies out there. The companies that we are competing with have technology that they've built since the late 90s, early 2000s. If you look at Ivalua, their tech stack was built in 2001. If you look at Ariba, their tech stack was built in 1997. Okay? Now, I would love to have Ariba and Ivalua's numbers. Okay? It's not just the tech stack that makes a difference. But when you look at where Bruzi sits today and why companies are coming to Bruzi, the end user experience is very important in the selection criteria. And which customer told us that? NBC Universal, Northrop Grumman, HEB. In fact, HEB, when they were doing their evaluations, the first customer that or prospect they kicked out was Coupa. They found Coupa's end user interface to be quote unquote uninspiring. Okay? So we have a very good shot with our tech stack, our user experience, to take that narrative in the market. The best business shopping experience for businesses is on Vruzy. The best business shopping experience for businesses is leveraging Vruzy. Okay? Next slide. Okay. Everybody see the next slide, the process flow?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is typically a standard process flow that a customer will implement with Vruzy. It starts with our catalog and marketplace in blue. And that's, again, the fuel that goes into the car. Then that powers everything in green. Everything in green makes up our Vruzy purchase module. Okay. The purple is our Vruzy sourcing module. And the orange below is our Vruzy invoice module. Right? All 5 of those modules make up procure to pay. If you see that ERP system on the bottom, that makes up our integration framework. Okay? What we're not showing is elements like discovery, express, expense, and supplier portal. The supplier portal has its own flow. But again, what is the value? The value is you can go into one system, not many, one system to do your entire requisitioning, to do your entire approvals, to do your entire purchase orders, to do your entire invoicing. There are 2 enterprise customers that are going to be doing exactly what we have on the screen right now. And if we're not ready for it, guess what? We better get ready. We better get ready. There's a customer today that is doing this flow in volume, in speed. That is Fox Rent-A-Car. They are averaging 5,000 invoices through our platform a month. Soon to be almost double that. That's incredible. For a company that's 300 million in revenue that never had a procurement tool. They would send Excel spreadsheets for their purchasing. Literally Excel spreadsheets. And now, in a year, they're putting 5,000 invoices through our system with about 200 people across their 20 rental car facilities and corporate offices in Tulsa. But there are 2 other big companies that are coming onto this. And as Vruzy likes challenges, we like to bring our product to the hardest international markets up front. Universal Studios Japan will be doing this exact same scenario. In fact, they're leveraging more technology in their go live than NBC Universal Domestic is today. They're using our entire suite. And of course, HEB will be leveraging this exact same process flow. Why is this relevant for us as a company? Our product is going to be battle tested by some of the biggest customers in the world. That means we all have to be ready. We all have to make sure that we're delivering great product, but more importantly, we're understanding what that product does. We understand the impact of that product. I could never imagine in my wildest dreams that our product would be available in Japanese. And we have a consultant literally on the ground in Osaka right now, running everybody through Japanese screens in the Vruzy platform, and people are applauding. They're loving it. Okay, next slide. Why Vruzy at NBC Universal? This is not our numbers. This is Alex Patron, who when they went live, they are extremely good at measuring end user feedback and performance. 60% purchase order growth after Vruzy went live in 2015. 72% active user growth. What does that really mean? The people that said, you know what, I'm not going to use this other procurement system. It's driving me crazy. I'm going to make a phone call. I'm going to put in a credit card. People actually wanted to go into Vruzy to use the tool. That's shocking. It is not mandated at NBC Universal to use Ruzi. In other words, Sujoy, if you wanted to buy something, you have a choice of whether you want to log into Ruzi to make that purchase. NBC Universal will not penalize you. They'll strongly recommend that Ruzi is a nice on-ramp, but you're not required to use Ruzi. The highest rated ticket on their customer support center, NBC Universal runs their own version of Zendesk. The highest volume ticket is people inquiring how to come onto Purchase Manager. Last month they had 82 tickets that were focused on people asking to come onto the platform. The next group that's coming onto the platform is feature film. Feature film represents a tremendous amount of capital in dollars. Why is that relevant? Get ready for more dollars to be pushed through the platform. Today, we average about $1.8 billion of spend through the platform. 1.8 billion. There are still 8 billion of total spend addressable. About 6 billion left globally. They want to push all of that into Ruzi. And then finally, your 27% ticket reduction. Now, arguably, this slide is a year old. I don't know what the numbers are. We should get that information back from our client and say, hey, tell us what the update is. Okay? But this is showing you that our software works and it has a direct impact on people's perceptions, abilities, and productivity within the tool. Okay? And I'll wrap up with these last two slides very quickly. Top performers use more catalog buying to guide requisitions to preferred suppliers and pricing. This is a group called the Hackett Group, which does internal reviews on all things procurement. They are an analyst firm, okay? And they put out incredible statistics and information with sampling 200 companies, 500 companies, 1,000 companies, and getting this type of data. You can see here that the top performers are companies that actually use catalogs to buy their products and services. Why are catalogs important? If you're a big company and you're spending $3 million on photography equipment, wouldn't you think you could get better pricing if you're spending $3 million with the supplier? Bulk discounts, volume discounts, as opposed to giving a credit card and somebody walking in blindly into B&H Photo and Video in New York and saying, hey, I'm with NBC Universal. Great. You'll pay the same price as the person that is not at NBC Universal that's just coming off the street. If you cannot pool in your buying power to leverage and negotiate with your suppliers and get better terms, 3%, free shipping, free returns, better warranties. It's not just pricing, right? It's the negotiation that makes up the relationship to say, I want better terms with you, Mr. or Mrs. Supplier. Then you're losing out. Ruzi allows companies to realize more catalog purchasing. Okay? Every company should see a spike in catalog purchasing when they use Ruzi. In the case of Fox, that spike was probably 80%. Because guess what? They had no catalogs before Ruzi. Zero. And now they had Ruzi. Okay? And finally, the last slide and I'll wrap up. How does Ruzi help? 3 areas. And this is how we sell to the market. Compliance, visibility, productivity. When you look at a 2-bit circus that received $25 million in funding, they had no procurement tool. They basically gave people credit cards, okay, to go buy their products. That's a controller's nightmare, finance nightmare. I'm getting all these credit card statements from people that are saying, well, what the heck did you buy? Why do I have all these charges on the bill? I have no idea what this is. Did you get this approved? It's all after the fact. Ruzi brings upfront compliance to purchasing based on the rules that you set as an organization. Visibility. I can't tell you how many companies struggle with saying, how much money did I spend today? Non-payroll. Non-payroll spend. How much money did I spend today? You will be shocked. People cannot tell you that answer. With Ruzi, they can tell you that answer in one click. I'm going to log in. Hey, $50,000 went through our system today. That's how much money we spent today, non-payroll. right? And then finally, productivity. This to me is the most important and undersold aspect of our platform. When you compete with an Oracle iProcure, how many clicks does it take? This is like the old Tootsie Roll commercial, right? How many clicks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll pop, right? How many clicks does it take to create an Oracle iProcure requisition in their latest release?
20.
27. Very close, Susan. 27 clicks to create a requisition in Oracle iProcure. How many clicks does it take, Ruzi?
That was one line item. I don't know, 3, 4.
Close. Close. You can't, about 4 or 5 average, depending on your use case.
Yeah.
Okay, if you don't count login.
Right.
Right? If you don't count login, 4 to 5 clicks, sometimes 3 in certain use cases,
Yeah.
right? Right? Let's go down to 1. Let's go down to 1. Right? The nature of procurement is changing. Right? We are shopping online with our mobile devices. Right? This still has not come into the corporation. Right? Mobile purchasing is still not there. But guess which company has the best chance of capturing that market share? We do. Every market has a cycle. Ruzi is ahead of the market. It is ahead of the market. Okay? Our responsibility is to now explode and become the best business shopping experience for any company. Okay? And of course, if you have efficient processes, if you have better productivity, if you have better compliance, that's going to lead to better profitability. Right? Because if you're spending $50 on something when you could have been spending $35, that has a direct impact to your profit and loss statement. It has a direct impact. Either you sell more or you save more.
Yeah.
It's very simple. You sell more or you save more. And that's what Ruzi really focuses on, is cost savings at the end of the day. Wrapped up into all 3 of these areas. So I thank everyone today. I thank Nicole for putting this on. I hope you guys found this helpful and useful, and I hope you guys could weave this into some of your own narratives within Bruzy as well. And go Bruzyites! And just a holiday message, on behalf of all of us, we wish everyone a warm, safe, happy holiday season. And let's come into 2019 with some renewed vigor and purpose. It's going to be an exciting year for us. Yeah. So thank you very much.